The theme this year has been absence presence. Could not be more apt. With lockdown, this group has had to stop halfway through their exam unit, and many beautiful lines of investigation were never realised. Nor did they get the opportunity to show how hard they had worked and the wonderful outcomes that they did manage to produce. The end of year exhibition, which is such a highlight of the year, is where they get to meet established artists, past pupils who have gone on to art college, relatives who are proud of everything they have done, their teachers from all subjects, and get to see a side of them they may not have been aware of. So in their absence, here is a short tour of what is present. Manuela Davis Vengochea is our Cheney Art Prize winner this year. While the final outcome for her course was still to be finally realised, you can see from the work and independent journey she has travelled, the creativity, skill and work ethic that is worthy of this prize. She was in the middle of an exciting project inspired by Paula Rego exhibition and had found a new level of expression, composition and narrative to her work. In Manuela's book, you can see how the pupils all find their own independent lines of inquiry. We start the year with a residential weekend this year at Glenarmond College. They get several projects to help them find their own lines of inquiry and see many images of different artists to help trigger their ideas. We also have the life drawing classes that you can see, and they help to influence, for many of them, a more figurative line of inquiry. The pupils all have to write a 3,000-word personal investigation alongside the work in their book. This is a deeper exploration into the working practice of an artist or artists that helps support their own inquiry. Manuela wrote a super piece on what makes good art, comparing Vetriano and Hopper. A very fair and balanced conclusion. Oscar Bertram was awarded the Gardner Printmaking Prize. This first piece is one of his development prints, as the main one is in his portfolio for Art College, I think at his house. But Oscar produced a range of these impressive multi-layered card prints. He met with and was inspired by David Martin's work and enjoyed the ambiguity of these and the mix of two locations suggesting something remembered or something now absent. This final image here doesn't give a very good representation, but you can see how he's incorporated the figure into the piece as well. Ishbel Carson produced this very ambitious painting after a long journey which explored past and present of buildings that no longer existed and the presence of humans on the landscape. She interviewed Andrew Mackenzie as part of her research, who gave some super insights into his practice that helped inspire Ishbel and to find a conclusion to her investigations. Ishbel also took higher photography this year and received the photography prize for her efforts. Next we have James Hall. James was interested in, right from the start, in the idea of ruins and chose two artists who, although completely different in style, he found common ground in how they recorded the destructive effect of war. He went the extra mile by travelling to London just to see the incredible pieces of Kiefer's at the White Cube Gallery, and also arranged to see a John Piper at the Houses of Parliament so that they could see the close up the working practices of these artists. Harrison is off to study architecture, and this has obviously been a central point of reference for his project. Looking at the idea of construction and how we gain glimpses of what is yet to come and yet to be present, he explored the idea of non-places, the car parks and less glamorous elements of architecture as well. He received some super answers to his questions from Toby Patterson, who was central to his line inquiry, but other artists such as Kate Downey and Bronwyn Slay also played an important part in developing his ideas. Finlay was awarded the Kim Needle Sculpture Prize Finlay has always enjoyed thinking three-dimensionally, and his inquiring mind questions the space he was sitting in the studio. The building used to be the Donaldson School for the Deaf, and Finlay chose to use the small things present of this history and to find ways to draw these out. His studies included work of Christo, Cornelia Parker, Rachel Whiteread, and these are all clearly present. Rosina Scorano was awarded the painting prize for her continued journey into learning how to work with this medium. She's incredibly thorough in her sketchbook and continually reviews and refines her ideas. This piece is about her family that is split between Italy and Scotland. Having recently lost some members of her family in Italy, she used this for a very personal exploration of the theme and combined a wide variety of media to help her express these, including Photoshop, monoprinting, silkscreen printing, and painting. For exam unit, she had already produced a fantastic amount of work and was heading towards a Rauschenberg-inspired silkscreen print at the point of lockdown. Yasmin joined A-Level at the last minute, having not taken the subject the previous year, and went from 0 to 60 in a very short time. To be producing painting of the scale, fluidity, skill and personal expression within a couple of months was seriously impressive. Peter Doig is an obvious influence, but she also looked at several other artists along the way. She liked the idea of the figure in nature, but also her long cycles up the water of Leith and the sense of discovery finding Gormley sculptures in the river. She was on a great line of inquiry for her exam unit, looking at the idea of havens, and that's what this greenhouse is about. So this is the class of 2020, a superb, hard-working, skillful bunch of pupils, the majority of whom are continuing on to Art College and have the potential to be inspiring future generations. I wish them all the best, and while you may be absent just now, your work is very present.